What's going on, everybody? Welcome into Blazers Uprise Live. Today, we're going to talk about the race for the 8th seed in the West. But first off, as always, well, not as always, for 4 months we didn't have this. But now, since everything is back to normal, we're going to start things off with picks against the spread. We got 20 people in here. That's a good benchmark to start this. So let's look at our records from the past 2 days, because we did do some games today. We were all 3-1 today, so I lumped them together. I think I added them wrong. I don't know. The records on bottom are correct.
No, you had it right. You did it right.
Okay, cool. It just seemed like 2 days, just because we haven't had the splits fully.
Tori talked crap to me yesterday when Sacramento covered the spread against Dallas, and then he went on to not win another game.
Imagine being Eric and talking crap because he went 5-4 compared to me being 4-5. We might as well basically still be tied at this point. And I'll get that lead back after this set of games. Let's jump into the first one. We got Dallas versus the Clippers. The Clippers are favored by 4 points against the Mavs. It's nice not having to worry about which team is home, which team is road. There's basically pretty much no home court advantage. They tried to make there be a home court advantage, but the crowd noise is just too quiet, in my opinion. I think they should ratchet it up for the playoffs just to, kind of match the crowd noise, because it's just so minimal at this point. But for this game, I'm rolling with the Clippers. Dallas has kind of been struggling. I'll count the picks. Dallas has.
You want to count Clippers? I'll count Mavs.
Yeah, that makes sense. Dallas just hasn't been playing that well. They're kind of locked into 7th for the most part. The Clippers are still playing to try and get the 2 seed. I think there's a chance the Clippers, if they struggle, they fall to 4. I don't know if that's out of the question yet, but they definitely don't want that, because that would mean them versus Lakers in the second round if the favorites won. So I think they still have something to play for, maybe more so than Dallas, and overall they're just the better team, so I am rolling with the Clippers.
Yeah, I'm also going with the Clippers. Mavericks, even though they beat Sacramento, didn't cover the spread, so they effed me the other day, so I'm gonna take the Clippers, who also haven't been playing well either. But
shout out to Kevin Reese for counting for us. It looks like Chat's going to go with the Clippers as well. That's not a surprise. 7-2 in favor of the Clippers for Chat. Next game we got Indiana versus Phoenix. Indiana is favored by 3, and I'm actually going to go with the Phoenix Suns, who have been playing good basketball lately. Indiana, of course, doesn't really have they don't have Domantas Sabonis. I don't know where my webcam went here. I don't know why. I'm back.
See ya.
They're without Domantas Sabonis. I accidentally muted my webcam. But they're without Sabonis, and they've been playing well because of TJ Warren, but this is his old team. Some players who probably know his game. He's not going to stay that hot, and they've been kind of riding the insane play of TJ Warren lately. And Phoenix has been playing well. They just beat the Clippers, just beat the Mavericks, and Indiana's favored by 3. I'm going to roll with the Suns here.
I'm going with Indiana in this game. I thought about taking the Suns, but I just have a feeling that they're due for a bad game, and TJ Warren's going to go off against his former team, who gave him away, had to attach a pick to give him away, and he's been the best player in the bubble so far.
Yeah.
I just have a feeling the Pacers are going to take care of business.
Mm-hmm.
That's a bit of a homer pick too, because I want the Suns to lose. But yeah,
I see 6 for the Pacers, Kevin. It's 6-6. It's 6-6 between the Suns and the Pacers. Zacho said Indiana Warren is going to go off. I almost didn't count that. But yeah, so it's 6-6. So if somebody wants to jump in and break this tie, Trevin votes for the Pacers. I think that Chat's just going to agree with you on every single pick at this point. So anyway. That's what I expected. I do these slides I have to make both options available. So, but the first option is what I think Chat's going to go with, and I've been on for the first two. Let's see if that continues. Next game I got Miami against Milwaukee. Milwaukee's favored by 8.5 points, which I was surprised to see a spread that big. Milwaukee's not really playing for much. Of course, if they do lose out and Toronto wins out, Milwaukee would be the 2 seed, but that's not likely. They rested some of their guys last game for the second half. I don't expect them to take this game this seriously. Miami still has seeding purposes to play for. They just beat Boston. And I doubled down on Boston, and they just beat Boston even though Miami didn't have Jimmy Butler. I don't know if he's back, but regardless, I am going to double down on Miami in this game to at least keep this game closer than a 9-point game here. I doubled down against Miami. It backfired, so now I'm doubling down for Miami.
I am also going with Miami. Yeah, that spread's just too high for teams like Milwaukee who don't really have much to play for. Yep. So I'm gonna take the points every time. This is gonna be chat's double down too because everyone is voting for Miami.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty, so there we go. I'm 3 for 3 on predicting chat's picks. If I get a game up on chat, honestly, I could just pick what I think chat's going to pick and never lose a game on them. At this rate. So going into game number 4, you guys are too predictable, chat. That's all I'm saying. We got New Orleans and Sacramento. New Orleans is favored by 4. I am going to take the Sacramento Kings in this game. If it was a toss-up, I'd take the Pelicans, but I think this is going to end up being a close game. Sacramento has been competitive. Their record might not really reflect that, but they've been, for the most part, competitive in the bubble, and New Orleans has struggled a bit. And I just think these are two teams that are, New Orleans is definitely better, but I think Sacramento finds a way to keep this close. So I'm going with the Kings and the points.
I have taken New Orleans, and this is my double down game because if I lose my double down, I want it to be because New Orleans lost and the Kings helped us out. So it's kind of a win-win for me. I win my double down, or possibly New Orleans loses and we don't have to worry about them as much. So I'm going to go for New Orleans. I hope they get their ass kicked in this game, but I'm going to make them my double down.
Did not mean to open that. I was trying to click on the internet. So chat, who we going with for chat? Let me read.
Chat's going with Kings.
Chat's going with the Kings. I didn't have that. All right, there you go, chat. See, I told them they were too predictable, so they had to be unpredictable on me. So they're going with the Kings. So Eric's out there on an island with his double down on the Pelicans. And then the 5th and final game, I'm pretty sure I already know what the results for this is going to be. You got Portland favored by 3.5 against Denver. I'm rolling with Portland. Denver's kind of banged up. Portland just beat Houston, which was a good team. Portland's playing for a lot here. They actually have a chance at catching Memphis for that 8th seed right now, which we'll talk about in a little bit. So I'm going to go with the Portland Trailblazers.
Yeah, I'm also going with Portland. I'm pretty sure Harris and Barton are going to be out for this game since they didn't play tonight. Murray's questionable. Not sure. Did he play today? I didn't see.
No, he didn't.
So,
he did not play today.
I'd be surprised if he played tomorrow if he didn't play today. So Portland should take care of business in this game against the shorthanded Nuggets who played today. So hopefully they get the job done.
Yep. So chat's going with the Portland Trail Blazers as well. 4th game in a row that they've gone for the Blazers. I think you've gone for the Blazers in all 4 too, Eric. So we definitely got some homers here.
Hey man, they're 3-1. If we win this one.
You don't count your chickens before they hatch. Anyway, that wraps up picks against the spread.
There was one game. It's Lakers are playing someone, but they didn't have a spread on it yet because they weren't sure.
Yep, that is a problem with these. Is they take a while to post spreads. That's why I can't make them earlier. That's why I have to make them right before we go live. That's why I was live a little bit late. So that's just something that we got to work through, and I'm going to try and get efficient again because I used to be able to churn these out a lot faster than I am now just because I got so used to doing them and into such a rhythm with them. Now they're kind of new to me again.
Yeah. Kevin Reese, you did great. Thanks for the help, man.
Thank you. Merchandise promo. Merchandise available. BlazersUprise.com/merch. Anybody who buys some merch, gets a ticket to that watch party, which if you have a ticket to that watch party, I will create the stream tonight and start handing out the links to that stream tonight. Okay, so
if you wake up tomorrow and you don't have a stream yet, try to contact Tori on Discord or Twitter, or you can always try to contact me and I'll send me the link so I can send it to people if they're not getting it from you.
Do not share it. Do not post it publicly or anything. If anybody does that, it'll be a bit of an issue, because this stream is only for people who have helped support the channel in some way. I'm also going to do the giveaway for the Twitter retweets tonight and the Discord giveaway. So it's only for select people. It'd be kind of ridiculous if somebody I'm gonna buy merch in order to get access to the stream and then I'm going to leak it. It's okay, why? What's the purpose in that? You know what I mean? You guys earned this link, so do not share it. Do not share it. I don't know what would happen if that happened, but just please do not. That's all I ask.
And in case this intrigues anyone, I may be watching it from my bed on the stream. So
your bed? Okay, nope. We're not gonna do any Eric in bed stuff. That is not even just because it's unlisted doesn't mean you can start going off the deep end, Eric. Come on, man.
I just meant I'm gonna have to watch the game. So.
Permanent ban from the. Trevor says permanent ban from the channel. If somebody shared it, they wouldn't get access to any in the future because I do want to do one a month. Next season, I don't want to do any for playoffs just because it's playoffs and it's probably too overboard with us. And add me on Discord, please, Kevin Reese. Are you in our Discord? Make sure you're just in our Discord. So, anyway, I'll sort out the tickets and stuff tonight for you guys.
I want to post the link for him again. I think he was the one having trouble getting.
Okay, yeah. Can you create the link?
I will be fully. No, I still can't. You still haven't gotten me permission to do that.
Well, yeah.
It won't let me post the link in chat.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. All right, there we go. There's Discord. Brand new link.
I will be fully closed. Sorry to disappoint you, Chris Stevens.
Yeah. This is G rated. With what Eric is gonna say, it's probably gonna be PG-13 rated, but
yeah, I cuss a lot during it.
Yeah, he's gonna forget he's live at some point, and you guys are gonna see a very toxic side of him as he just berates.
Punching a hole in the wall.
Yeah.
Hopefully the game just goes we blow them out.
You're going to punch a hole in your fridge, bro. Because didn't you do that before?
Yeah, I've dented my fridge from a punch. Yeah.
Which sounds very painful. Very stupid.
Yeah, it's like a stainless steel door.
Stainless. It's not punchless, though, with Eric around. Yeah, so.
But that was a 49er playoff game. Come on.
Kevin, does that link not work for you, bro? Share your username. I don't even know how to do that. That link should definitely work for you. I have no idea why it wouldn't. I just post it again. Discord Messenger. I don't know. I'm not trying to email me. Do you have a ticket, Kevin? Did you buy merch or something? Or are you just trying to do the $6 one time? I'll add him right now. Today we're going to be focusing mostly on the race for 8th. The Blazers have gotten some serious luck from other games.
Other than the Clippers losing to the Suns on that last second shot yesterday, I think every other game has gone our way other than us losing to Boston. But who would have predicted that at the beginning of this, that we would have had every possible outcome go our way from all these games?
I have no idea how to add somebody on.
Yeah, I'm trying not to jinx it. I said there was 2 that didn't go our way. But I can't ask for more at this point. I mean, just take care of our own business and we're easily in the playing game.
Can you just email me there, Kevin? What's up, Mello Ferguson? Couldn't have asked for a better start, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, the only game that really kind of hurt us was us losing to Boston. We'd be tied with Memphis right now.
Yeah, be tied.
Would we be like? We're not going to finish tied because they've played one more game than us. So we're either going to be like a half game behind or a half game ahead. But that's why this game is crucial tomorrow, I feel like, because it would really suck to end up 1.5 games back after tomorrow with Memphis losing the first 4 games to still not be closer, to only go 2-2 would kind of suck. So I'm hoping we get this win tomorrow. Very crucial game, and only are a half game back for the Final Four, man. Only having to gain a win on them over the final 4 games, and they have a pretty tough schedule. Ours isn't the easiest, but that would be very, very doable. I would say there'd be about a 50-50 chance. If we could pass them up, that'd be phenomenal. Right now we're in a position, too, where we're as close to Memphis as we are to 10th, because every team below us has to win 2 more games than us, I believe. Is that the case with San Antonio? No, they lost. So San Antonio is the only team that has to win 1 more game than us. But if we win tomorrow, San Antonio will have
lost today.
Yeah, but they have to win 1 more game than us over their Final 4 compared to us over our Final 5. So I don't know exactly how it is, but I know that we could, if we get a win tomorrow, I know for sure if we get a win tomorrow, we will be 2 wins ahead of every team below us. And we will only be 1 win away from Memphis. So that's why this is a big game. If we win tomorrow, we're pretty comfortably set in the play-in, I think. Sure, bad things could happen, right? But I don't see any of the 4 teams below us going 4-0. Except maybe New Orleans with their schedule. But still, none of those teams are playing that great. Right? So I don't see any of the teams below us really going 4-0. Basically, if we win tomorrow, we'd be in a position where we're going to beat Brooklyn when it matters. Knock on wood, of course, but we should beat Brooklyn. They're locked in and their team sucks. So if we win tomorrow, that Brooklyn game should be a win, and then we have to win one of the other 3 in our Final 4 in order, I don't know. I'm kind of jumbled here, but all I'm trying to explain is that if we win tomorrow, I think there's at least an 80% chance that we end up in a play-in. 80% chance, because we're not going to fall more than 4 games back of Memphis at this point. If we pass them, we're not going to get more than 4 games ahead of them, right? So there will be a play-in in the West. That is a sure thing. There won't be in the East because Washington, I think, is 7 games behind now or something crazy. So there won't be in the East. But in the West, there will be a play-in. Win tomorrow most likely puts us in that play-in, most likely against Memphis. So obviously it's still a battle.
And it puts us in the driver's seat to win 1 game versus 2.
Yeah. So.
And then, so in case you guys are watching games tomorrow, wondering who we want to win, other than the Blazer game, there's only 2 games that we want to root hard for one team. One is we want the Pacers to beat the Suns, and because that would help us, because the Suns they won every game, I think, so far. They're undefeated, right?
Mm-hmm, they're 3.
And then we want the Kings to beat the Pelicans, because the Kings are far enough back to where we don't really have to worry about them too much, but the Pelicans are close enough to us where if the Kings beat them, then that really helps us out, and that whole group falls further behind us if we win tomorrow. So yeah, Kings over Pelicans and Pacers over Suns are the only games that matter tomorrow for us.
Yeah, let me pull up the standings. There we go. Let me just glance at them. Let me pull them up here for you guys as well. Yeah, so sorry, I got rearranged stuff on my screen. I don't have the best setup here for that, but
the Spurs and Pelicans are both a game behind us.
Mm-hmm.
A game behind us.
Yeah, so we're a game ahead of San Antonio, and we also have the tiebreaker. So they would have to win 2 more times than us.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So San Antonio, every team below us has to win 2 more times than we do in order to pass us up. So I'm liking our situation if that's still the case with us having 4 games left, right? Because we have 5. San Antonio only has 4. New Orleans, I think, has 5 left, correct? Or 4?
New Orleans has 4, I think. Yeah.
Let me look at their schedule.
Yeah. No, I think they still have the Kings twice, including tomorrow.
They got 5.
5, yeah.
New Orleans has 5. San Antonio has 4. Phoenix has 5. So, we're rooting against Phoenix. We're rooting against New Orleans. If we win and New Orleans loses, they'd have to get 3 more wins than us over the final 4. Feeling pretty good about that because New Orleans was a team I'm worried about. Phoenix, same situation. Same situation for Phoenix. If they lose tomorrow and we win, they'd have to win 3 more. If Sacramento wins tomorrow, because Sacramento plays New Orleans. So if Sacramento wins tomorrow and we win...
They still have to win 3 more, too.
Do they have to still win 3 more than us?
Yeah, because they're 2 back right now, and they would still be 2 back, so even if they tied us.
Gotcha. Yeah. So if we win tomorrow, and if New Orleans and Phoenix loses, then really the only team we'd really have to worry about for 9th is San Antonio, but I'm not really worried about them because they have a super tough schedule. And I don't think they're going to really be a problem. I think there's a good chance that New Orleans and Phoenix, even if they lose tomorrow, still end up above San Antonio in the end. So really, I'm not really worried about Phoenix. I'm really just worried about New Orleans passing us up. And of course, San Antonio might be able to make something happen. But I would love to just be able to, with 3 games left, be so comfortably in 9th where it's not a question that we're going to be in a play-in. And then it's maybe we can get 8th. Battle for 8th and not even worry about we might not end up in the play-in.
I don't know if RIP Blazers can hear us right now, but so that's not true what he says. The first tiebreaker is win percentage, and the only possible outcome where someone could tie us win percentage if we were the same games behind in the standings was if Sacramento won out and we finished 500 as well. If both Sacramento and us won out going into the bubble. Because then they would have been 500, even with lesser games. It's the same winning percentage.
Yep.
So then it might have gone to the second tiebreaker. But the second they lost, they could not go 500. So even if they tie us, we would have the higher winning percentage because we were lucky enough to have one more game. So, it's not possible for any team to tie and have it go to the second tiebreaker anymore.
Yep. So we have a little bit of a cushion. That cushion could get much bigger tomorrow. So that's really what I'm hoping for. San Antonio only has... That's the thing. If New Orleans and Phoenix loses, they'd have to gain 3 more wins on us over the rest of the season. San Antonio would still only have to gain 2, I believe, but they only have 4 games left. Right? 2 over 4 games for San Antonio against their schedule, not going to be easy. Mm-hmm. They'd probably have to win out. I assume Portland... Yeah, I don't know. It's San Antonio might be the best. I don't know. It's kind of hard. San Antonio might have the best chance at catching us if New Orleans loses tomorrow. Of course, New Orleans could still win and still kind of be on our heels, but still, we'd still have a 2-game cushion over them in terms of the win column. Yeah. Unless we lost and they won, and then we'd only have a 1-game cushion. So, things could go bad tomorrow. Things could go bad. It would suck to only have a 1-game cushion over New Orleans. Because we could be tied with them after tomorrow. That is the problem there.
Yeah.
So, shouldn't have...
And they play, Phoenix, Washington, and...
Yeah, they have an easy schedule. Yeah. So I'm still most worried about New Orleans for that reason. So the most important game tomorrow, it would be nice for Indiana to beat Phoenix, but the most important game tomorrow is Sacramento versus New Orleans. Sacramento needs to beat New Orleans. That would be huge for us if Sacramento could take care of business against New Orleans. Because if Sacramento loses, New Orleans plays Sacramento again later on. If Sacramento loses this game, they're pretty much going to have no chance to get into the play-in anyway. So then when New Orleans plays Sacramento again, they might not even be playing their regular guys at that point. So We want Sacramento to win. Stay close enough where that second game against New Orleans, Sacramento is meaningful for Sacramento as well. And then also tack another loss on for New Orleans. So that Sacramento-New Orleans game is huge tomorrow. We've had a ton of luck from the scoreboard. I'm hoping it doesn't run out. Knocking on wood, all that superstitious stuff. Do whatever you guys need to do with your superstitions because our luck's been good. I hope it doesn't run out.
Absolutely. And RIP Blazers, that's still incorrect. Grizzlies played one less game than us, so there will not be any kind of tiebreaker going to the second Western Conference thing. Because if we finish tied with them in the standings, because we played that one extra game, well, it's not possible for us to finish tied, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, because we started off 3.5 games back with 8 games left for both us and Memphis. So how would we end up tied with them?
Brian Scalabrini, that's funny.
Memphis has 4 games left. We have 5. So we are 1 game behind them. They have 4 games left. We have 5. So it's going to end up with us either being a half game back or Memphis a half game back or us 1.5 games back or something like that. It can't end up at us being tied at 0. I said that earlier too, so I don't know if he's listening or paying attention or what, but so no need to worry about any tiebreakers, right? We basically have. We're not going to tie because I don't think we can tie with San Antonio as well. I don't really remember. Because I think they only have 4 games left. No, San Antonio I think has 4 left. Yeah, San Antonio has 4 left. So we can't tie with San Antonio. They're a game behind us. They have 4 left. We have 5. The only teams that we can tie with, we have the winning percentage tiebreaker. So there's no reason to even worry about any other tiebreakers.
There's some loud stuff going on in here.
Yeah, it's pissing me off. But I'm still super worried about our game. Our weakness is guarding forward shooting threes, and Denver has Michael Porter Jr., who's hot, and Millsap, who's always good against us. Yeah, I mean, our defense, we need to come out with a good defensive game plan. So I guess we could preview that. What would you try and do defensively against Denver tomorrow?
Well, first of all, the game's at 5 o'clock for anyone asking. Pacific Standard Time.
Yep.
So someone mentioned, Millsap. But like Collins, once we started playing Collins more in the series against Denver, he kind of mitigated what Millsap was doing a little bit. I mean, Millsap's crafty, so he's going to get a few post-ups, but they don't go to him a lot anymore, so I don't know if I'm super worried about Millsap. I have a feeling Nurk's going to be super motivated for this game, and he's going to come out and want to kick the crap out of Jokic. So I'm not worried about their bigs as much. Bol is actually a good matchup for Collins, I think.
I don't even think Bol's going to play. He didn't even play today.
Yeah. They might have been saving him against us.
He hasn't been playing much. He just got super overhyped. That's what I meant by like people just overhyping the hell out of Bol. He's not really going to play. Because let me look at Denver against OKC on August 3rd. Bol the last 2 games has played 4 minutes.
Yeah.
So it's not really somebody that I'd worry about.
Yeah. But as far as Michael Porter Jr. goes, well, one, he'll shoot the lights out if you leave him open. So we can't have breakdowns and rotations and stuff that leave him unguarded because when he's open, he's money. So you don't want to get him started with a couple of easy, wide open shots. So hopefully our defense is prepared for that. But yeah, if Murray doesn't play, and I mean they don't have a lot of guards or penetrators that really worry me. Breaking down our guards, so
should it just be try to deny Jokic, try to not let him get the ball?
Yeah, I would honestly just say stay home on everyone and just not help off. If Morris drives to the hoop, I mean, he's kind of a smaller point guard, so we've got, the Twin Towers down there. But I I wouldn't overhelp or double team anyone in this game. I would just play straight up and don't give Jokic enough space to hit threes because he always seems to hit threes against us too.
Yeah.
Just stay home on everyone and just.
I mean, Nurk needs to D him up. Nurk needs to get out on his three, but then also Nurkic is stronger than him now. I think with how much weight Jokic lost, so I think Nurkic has to try and beat him to the spot if Jokic tries to drive. Take away his three and then don't let him get downhill. Don't let him break down the defense and create. If you can do that, you can hold Jokic down. Then you don't really have to help too much off him. The thing I think we're really going to struggle with is guarding the off-ball movement from guys playing off of Jokic. You know what I mean? Because Nurkic can do a good job individually on Jokic, but if guys are getting free for three or getting free on a cut, Jokic is still going to be able to hit these guys. So we need to. This would be a perfect game to start Gary Trent instead of Melo, which I said that last game, but they have Michael Porter Jr. at the three. He's not an interior guy. He loves playing on the perimeter, right? He's not like super great off the dribble.
Neither is Torrey Craig, who started the two tonight. So if they don't have any of their other guards play in this game, they don't really have, other than Morris, no one who can penetrate. Because that's our main problem in our defense is the penetration that kills us. So I'm not worried about any. Morris,
also, we do suck at getting through off-ball screens though.
Right, but I almost feel like we could just switch those or just play off guys.
Well, that's why I think we should start Gary Trent Jr. because he's switchable with Dame and CJ. Yeah. In that regard, you know what I mean. Instead of Melo, who's not as switchable.
See, they won't do that because they're just going to think, oh, Porter Jr. is a big three, so they have to start Melo to guard him.
They won't think that, which is ridiculous. Because this thing is Michael Porter Jr. is 6'10", but he doesn't play like he's 6'10". He plays like he's 6'7". He plays on the perimeter. He's not a big. He's not a guy who wants to bang inside. He's not a guy who's going to go post you up. So you can live with Gary Trent Jr. on him, and maybe you have to switch a Dame or a CJ onto him, but I think that'd be fine if you're not giving up easy buckets to Denver based off their player movement.
And just switch it up. So Monte Morris shot under 37% this year on less than one make a game, 0.8 makes per game from three. So he's not really looking to shoot a lot.
Which means he's going to hit 4 threes against us because we're going to leave him open. Watch. Because he's not a bad shooter. He just doesn't shoot much. He's a very, he's kind of like a back-in-the-day point guard who just controls the game and facilitates the offense, gets the team into the offense, doesn't turn it over. He's kind of like that type of player. But he can shoot. So that is the thing, is you don't want to let him get open threes,
Unlike Murray, he doesn't come off the picks looking to shoot necessarily. He's looking to penetrate and get into the lane and then kick out. So that helps us a lot. Like you said, they'll probably hit a few against us. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. If they don't have their three guards, I have a feeling we're going to completely dominate this game because I don't know. I feel like our defense matches well with this type of system versus some of the other systems.
Yeah.
Even with the off-ball worries. I just don't – I don't know. Because, to me, most of our problem in the first 3 games of this bubble has been breakdowns, one-on-one perimeter defense or off the pick and roll. And if they're not able to get into that because they don't have the right personnel, I think it'll be easier for us to defend.
I got to respond to Kevin Reese, who said Michael Porter Jr. is showing flashes of being a playmaker. Over the last 80 minutes he's played, Michael Porter Jr. has 1 assist. He has 1 assist. Maybe guys miss shots or whatever, but 80 minutes.
You gotta keep up your hate.
80 minutes, 1 assist.
You're a hater.
What flashes of playmaking, man? I don't see it. I am not buying into the hype. He had 2 good games. Yes, he can shoot and he can catch fire with his jump shot, right? And then he gets run off the line. He can dribble into a mid-range pull-up, that type of thing, right? You can't let him be comfortable. He's one of those young guys you just can't let him get comfortable. You look at him before the cancellation of the season. 4 points, 2 points, 13, 7, 11, 3, 7. Okay, now he's playing more, But he was playing like 13 minutes, 16 minutes, 19 minutes, 12 minutes, right? In a lot of those games, he didn't shoot the best efficiency. So he had two good games in the bubble. His first game, he's 4 for 11 in 25 minutes against the Heat, 11 points, right? So he's had 2 good games in the bubble. People freaking out. Oh my God, Michael Porter Jr. is so talented. One, he played 44 minutes in the game. He got 37 points, right? Yes, 37 points is still impressive, but a lot of it was just within the flow of the offense. A lot of it was catch and shoot. A lot of it was, okay, he hit a 3 and then somebody had a bad closeout and he took one dribble inside and scored. He would have drives here, but it's just straight line drives. He's not breaking guys down. So if you play good disciplined defense on him, he's not a guy that should have 30-point games right now. He's not. He's not like a guy like a Jason Tatum who's creative with his dribble and has just a super wide array of scoring moves where you could play good defense and Jason Tatum could still get 30. That's not Michael Porter Jr.
I wouldn't go that far. I think he does have a few moves. He's able to get a shot off.
What moves?
We talked about this the other day. There's not a lot of tape on him, so it's hard to know for sure, but I've seen him back people down and have that little fadeaway jumper. I've seen him create a little bit of space off the dribble, kind of Simons-esque, where it's not super noticeable, but he stops and shoots and gets a little bit of space. I don't know. I've always been a little higher on him than you are. I'm not going to just excuse all his points because he's played great so far.
2 games.
I know, but I'm not going to excuse.
What about the first game?
Being wide open every game.
What about the first game? He's talented enough to have 30-point games. Yeah. If you don't play good defense on him, right? I just don't. I don't buy into it, man. I don't buy into his hype, and I don't see. I don't know. People look at the box score too much. Me, I'm like, okay, how did he get those points? Right? If he did this every game throughout an entire season, that'd be different. It's 2 games, right? So in those 2 games, I'm gonna focus. I'm gonna watch his highlights after this. How is he getting those?
He hasn't played a ton of games though.
Yeah, but he played 50 games this season. He was struggling at the end.
This rookie year. I don't know.
I'm just saying. Well, yeah, it is his rookie year, but I'm just talking about the player he is right now, because that's the player we're gonna have to go up against tomorrow. You have to play disciplined defense on him.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but he's not the type of guy who's you can play good defense on him and he'll still drop 30, in my opinion. He doesn't have that level of scoring ability.
I think he still could get to that point.
Maybe he could get to that point, but I'm talking about him right now because that's who we're going to have to play tomorrow. So if we play disciplined defense on him, we shouldn't have to worry about Michael Porter Jr. going off for 30. Now, we do have Carmelo on him, so I wouldn't be surprised if Michael Porter Jr. went off for 30. I'm just not on the hype train. Bro, Kevin, man, I've watched so many videos this season of Michael Porter Jr. highlights, bro. I literally had a bunch of people coming at me on Twitter because I responded to a video that was all of Michael Porter Jr.'s buckets. Right? I've been watching how he scores his buckets. I've been watching that all season long. So, I'm just not aboard the hype train, bro. I'm not aboard the hype train.
You only watch highlights, man? That's not a real fan.
Well, if you're trying to see how he gets his buckets, that's the perfect video to watch. You're not going to see his minutes, but if you want to see, okay, he dropped 37, how did he get those 37 points? The highlights are going to be all the buckets that led to those 37 points. So if you're just looking for, okay, how is he scoring? Then that's the way to do it. So I'm just not bored. I'm not bored. Watch. Over under. What's the over under for points he scores tomorrow, Eric? What would you set the line at?
Well, it kind of depends on who plays, but I'll look it up. I'll see if there's a line in Vegas.
Yeah, let's see. I want to see their injury status too. I would like to know that. But say he plays 36 minutes.
I'd probably put the over-under at 20.
Yeah, that's a pretty good line. Elite cutter, bro. He literally plays in an offense that A, prioritizes cutting, and B, has the best passing center in the history of basketball. Like, he's going to look like a good cutter. Everybody on that team looks like a good cutter. Torrey Craig looks like a good cutter. Will Barton looks like a good cutter. Gary Harris. Like, elite hands. Like, it just seemed like you're, like, trying to just, like, find things to say he's elite at if you're going with elite hands.
I would be way more down on him for his, like, comments he made earlier in the bubble versus his actual play on the court.
Yeah, he's an idiot. He's an idiot.
Yeah. That doesn't bode well for me for, like, being a great player. You have to be somewhat smart, too, I think.
He's also a terrible defender. That's another thing with him. He's a terrible defender. So, the thing is, Carmelo is probably not the type of player to take advantage of that, but if we could, like, get Kevin Porter Jr. If we could get Michael Porter Jr. matched up against Dame or CJ, I like that matchup. I actually like that matchup better than Dame or CJ against Millsap. I think
what
Millsap
about Collins?
Porter's soft inside, so if he was on Collins, that should be something we look at. Now, Collins isn't like skilled enough to consistently take advantage of that, but maybe he's having a good game.
I was just thinking maybe let Melo bang with Millsap and put Collins on Michael Porter Jr. But...
that might be smart. Collins struggles at closing out on threes, though, and he'd
probably get into foul trouble.
He doesn't have the best contests. Yeah. So I don't know. You can't let, like, that's another thing with Michael Porter Jr. He gets a lot of his buckets just off, like, cutting and, like, defensive breakdowns, or defense is not covering, just the Denver motion in general correctly, and he just gets fed for lay-ins, which helps inflate his scoring numbers. It's not like, I don't know, like a Jason Tatum 32 is more likely to be impressive to me than a Michael Porter Jr. 32, because Jason Tatum doesn't really play next to a guy like Jokic who just feeds him easy buckets all game. Most of his buckets he's going and getting them. So, which I was always aboard the Jason Tatum trade, and I've never been on board the Michael Porter Jr. trade.
Yeah, but that kind of, I don't know.
What?
Kind of seems like you're biased a little bit because of that.
Against Michael Porter Jr.?
Yeah.
Why am I biased if that's always been my opinion?
Because he hasn't played enough to really, I don't know.
Exactly, he hasn't played enough for me to change my opinion.
But what I'm saying is, like, I don't know. It's hard to have a strong opinion about him because it's like Bull too. Like, I mean, he didn't play. He played more games than Michael Porter Jr. did in college, but he didn't play a ton of games before he got the foot injury. So you didn't really get to see him at that level.
I'm not even saying Bobo's bad. I'm saying he's nowhere as good as people were hyping him up during the bubble scrimmages.
Yeah, I completely agree with that, and probably to some extent Michael Porter Jr. as well. I'm just saying these guys could be, like, excellent players. We just haven't seen enough of them, and they're both rookies. So, like, I mean, they have pretty high ceilings, but yeah.
I just don't see him ever becoming, like, perennial all-stars. I just don't see it. With Bol, he'd probably have to get out of Denver to make that happen, because I don't think he's, like, a good fit at the 4. Like, offensively, maybe, but, like, defensively, I don't think he's a good fit at the 4 next to Jokic. Bol defensively is definitely a center. So, his fit there is just weird. With Michael Porter Jr., he just doesn't, I don't know, he doesn't have the creativity. And maybe that's something he can develop. But he's just, I don't know. I also question his work ethic. And he gets injured a lot. So there's definitely some question marks with those guys. So I don't know. Denver fans just make it out like, oh, these guys are guaranteed all NBA guys in 5 years from now. You know what I mean? So maybe like a little bit of my negativity is just like to counter that BS, but like it is my opinion on them. Both of them injury prone. Both of them, I don't know. I haven't been on board the hype train. I wasn't on board the hype train with Zion either. I'm still not like as. I feel like players just the players that. Here's what I think it comes down to. I feel like a lot of like casual fans watch like high school mixtapes and that type of stuff. And they hype up these players based on what they see on those high school mixtapes. Same thing with Tyler Herro, who's overhyped. And then they get to the NBA, and these people like, oh, they actually knew who they were before the NBA, so then they overhype the hell out of them. You know what I mean? Like Bull is an example of that. Michael Porter Jr. is an example of that. Thon Maker was an example of that.
I got in a freaking another Aaron Gordon argument this morning.
Oh, that's annoying.
I hate getting in arguments with people about Aaron Gordon.
The Torrey Jones on the Nuggets is saying that Gary Trent Jr. is overhyped. Malcolm, how does Gary Trent Jr. have anywhere near as much hype as Bull or Michael Porter Jr.? Nowhere close, bro. So many people had no idea who Gary Trent Jr. was. Aaron Gordon arguments are annoying, man. The guy who can't shoot threes well and doesn't defend well. Why the hell would we want that?
And the guy was saying to trade CJ for him, and that would make our team like way better. And I was like,
pisses me off, man. It's so annoying. That stuff's so annoying. Aaron Gordon is another guy who's been kind of overhyped his whole career, I feel like. You know? Like, that's another guy. Same with Ben Simmons, who I got in an argument about today. Ben Simmons overrated. Yeah, I'm just going off on all the players I think are overrated right now. Who's really overrated that we haven't?
To my point, you're gonna be somewhat biased against that until it's like obvious. You can't.
They have to prove. No, they have to prove themselves to me. And people be like, "Oh my God, Michael Porter Jr. had 19 points in 20 minutes in a bubble scrimmage. Oh my goodness!" And I'm like, "So what? So what? Like, that's not impressive." Then people are like, "Oh my God, that's not impressive. Wow, how are you not impressed?" Like, what? What are we talking about? You know what I mean? Like, God, like, yeah, he can prove, just like Gary Trent Jr. did, Michael Porter Jr. can prove me wrong, but I'm not completely ruling out him being like a perennial all-star or anything. I'm not 100% ruling it out. I think it's very unlikely that happens. If it were to happen, he needs to be a lot more creative with the ball. If he ends up being a lot more creative with the ball and it happens, like, that's not even necessarily proving me wrong. So I just think it's unlikely. I'm not saying that it won't happen. And I'm saying what he needs to do to become a perennial all-star is just become a lot more creative with his ball handling, become a better ball handler, and become a lot more creative with his as an off-the-dribble threat in order to take his offense to that perennial all-star level. Right? That's what he has to do. So if he starts doing it, I don't think it's proving me wrong. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, but if it happens, people say, "Oh, he's proving you wrong." Well, I'm saying that's what he needs to do. So,
who would you rather have right now, Aaron Gordon or Michael Porter Jr.?
Michael Porter Jr. Yeah. Michael Porter Jr. Because right now, I don't think Aaron Gordon is better than Michael Porter Jr. And Michael Porter Jr. can play off stars better. So that's a big thing for me. Is he can like fit in
really well.
Yeah. So
we'd have similar problems with him that we have with Melo.
Do you think Cat? Do you think Cat is overrated? No, I think he's properly rated. He just needs better players around him.
I don't know. That team had like the number one defense for the month he was out this year.
I mean, defensively he's not good. You have to surround him with the right players. Cat might be more of a forward, to be honest, because you could hide his bad defense easier. You wouldn't have to rely on him to be your rim protector.
There's a couple of questions being spammed in chat that I'd like to get to. One is, if Ariza was there, would he be starting? I would say yes, but that would mean Collins would be on the bench and Melo would be starting at the 4, I think.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I think it's politics right now and not playing who deserves to be the starting lineup. But yeah, I think that's what they would do. And then the other question is by Sherbins, who keeps asking, who's the better defender, Gary Trent or Trevor Ariza?
Just Gary Trent Jr.
See, you're overrating him, right?
No. I think Trevor Ariza's defense is a little overrated.
Okay.
That's my opinion. I think Trevor Ariza's defense is a little bit overrated. I think he's a good defender. I wouldn't put anything above good. I think Gary Trent Jr. is a very good defender. I think they're close, but I think Gary Trent is a better defender than Trevor Ariza. I think Ariza right now is the maybe actually the player that Blazer fans overrate the most, just because he like played very well over the month he was here, over the month and a half he was here, or however long it was.
I mean, you can't ask much more than playing good defense and shooting 40% for threes. So
I know.
I don't know how you can overrate that. You can say, like people try to argue with me today, that he can't sustain it.
He's
not
going
you can't
to sustain
overrate
it.
what he did for us, because he was.
I said he played really well. I'm saying him as a player in the viewpoint of Trevor Ariza as the player, not in terms of the viewpoint of Trevor Ariza's production for us, right? I'm saying Trevor Ariza produced so well for us that I think Blazer fans think Trevor Ariza is better than he actually is. He's like a 35% three-point shooter. He's proven that over the final, I don't know how many years. Just go and look at him statistically. He came to Portland, he shot 40% here. Now some people say, oh, well, he's just getting easy shots. I just think that's a small sample size type thing. I just think, okay, he only played here a month and a half or, almost 2 months. That's not a full season. That's a third of a season at best. So that's just a small sample size where he shot what he was just on a hot streak. So I don't think.
And I admit it too.
Do you disagree with that? Do you think he's a 40% 3-point shooter in terms of his caliber of shooting?
He's not over his career, but I think he could make 40% if that's all he has to do on offense
for an entire season.
I don't know about an entire season. I mean, Hood isn't anywhere close to a 50% 3-point.
Oh, 100%.
49.7% before he went down.
Yeah, but that's small sample size.
There's something about our offense that those type of guys, if you can shoot the rock, you're going to get good looks. Like, look at Melo. Melo's not necessarily a great 3-point shooter throughout his career. He's shooting well on the Blazers.
Shooting 37%, yes.
I'm talking about career-wise. Like, what's his career 3-point shooting?
I think it's probably around 35, but it got better throughout his career.
Yeah. But what
he's
I'm saying
35% 3-point shooter. He's shooting 38% for us.
So you have 3 examples right there. I mean, Aminu shot his career best here. Harkless shot the best he ever shot here. I mean, I know there's not a lot of sample size on other teams for him, but
here's what I'd say to that in terms of Melo. He is shooting a noticeably lower rate of threes, so I think maybe his shot selection from 3 is just better.
Yeah, but that's how I feel about all those guys. I don't know. Maybe Ariza shot more than he shot on other teams. He didn't play a lot on the Kings, so I don't know how I can judge that. But I feel like we have now a track record of several guys who, if you are a decent shooter from that position, you will improve your percentage. But I don't know about 40%. I mean, that's probably a little high. But like I said, Rodney Hood's not anywhere close. Like, you could take 10% off his percentage and it's still good.
Yeah, I don't know. Just looking at Trevor
shooting unreal.
I mean, but Trent's a good shooter. You know what I mean? And Trent's hitting tough threes too. It's not like Trent's just hitting easy threes and like, oh, his 3-point percentage is good in our offense. Like, he's hitting snatch back, step backs. He hit one yesterday off the dribble to his right. Yeah, I don't know. I think we're good. Hopefully. I just had to open the door and air it out in here. We good? I think we're good.
I think we're back.
All right, so Trevor Ariza, that's what we were arguing about. Trevor Ariza. Been in the league 16 years. Only 1 year he shot higher than 37.1%.
Yeah,
right?
But the question was about his defense.
Why were we talking about? We were talking about shooting in Portland's offense.
I know, but the question was, who's the better defender, Trent or Ariza?
Yeah, and then we got sidetracked, which we do a lot. But like, I'm saying, I think Trevor Ariza is a bit overrated by Blazer fans. I think his defense is. People think he's a great defender. I don't think he's a great defender. I don't think he's as. Like, he's a good defender, but I don't think he's as good as Blazer fans hype him up to be.
Couldn't disagree more.
Well. Okay.
He's a million times better than Gary Trent at this point about getting through picks.
Gary Trent Jr. is good at getting through picks.
He's okay, but not anywhere near as good as Ariza is.
Yeah.
You have awareness is. I mean, you got to give it to the vet. The length gives Ariza a built-in advantage.
I mean, yeah, against bigger players, but in terms of like guard, I'm just talking about in terms of perimeter defense, because most guys defend on the perimeter. Yeah, I don't know. It only lagged for 10 seconds, I think. I don't know.
I think we're back again. Go ahead.
Yeah, so, I mean, the lag gives me time to think about what I'm going to say, so, I mean, I guess that's the silver lining of it. I think the biggest difference, and the biggest reason why I think Gary Trent Jr. is a better defender than Trevor Ariza is because I think, like, Trevor Ariza does a lot of good things defensively, off-ball defense, like, and he's a solid one-on-one defender. I think he's a little soft when guys attack him straight on, when guys take it at him. He opens the door a little too easily and isn't as like physical of a defender as I think he could be.
But Trent's been getting beat on some of those every game too. It's not like he's locked down every time.
I mean, no defender is perfect, but I think Trent is a lot better in that regard, and I think Trent gets a lot more deflections and steals. So
what? You're crazy.
Have you been watching him? Have you been watching him?
Always in the.
Apparently, you haven't been watching Gary Trent Jr. this year, man.
Apparently, you haven't seen Ariza ever play. I don't know. That's his specialty is tipping the passes and getting steals and stuff like that.
I think Gary Trent Jr. is better in that regard.
Okay.
I think Gary Trent Jr. is better.
He could end up being it, but there's no way you could say it right
now. There is a way I can say it right now. I'm saying it right now. I think Gary Trent Jr. is better at getting his hand on the ball. It's not like as blatant as Trevor Ariza when Trevor Ariza does. Trevor Ariza will get his hand on a pass, right? Gary Trent Jr. is more like, okay, if a guy's taking the ball at him, he can get his hand on the ball a little bit on a dribble to mess up the opponent's dribble, to mess up the opponent's attack. So
I can't I don't know. I don't know what to say. I mean,
I disagree with you. Oh my goodness.
Ariza had, averaged close to 2 steals a game for several years. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, steals aren't the same as deflections.
I know, but like Trent's not. It's not like. I mean, there's stats for that. We can look it up, but like, I don't know. I feel like you're doing that thing where you say other people do, where you see like a couple highlights and then you think,
bro, I watch them all season. What are you talking about? I'm basing it off highlights.
I know.
The hell?
There hasn't been that many times where Trent's got deflections or steals or something, whereas Ariza's proven that for 16 years. So, I mean, there's just not.
So, do you think Gary Trent Jr.'s defensive development over the final part of the season that got canceled in the bubble is a fluke, or
don't do the Melo thing with the like Melo lovers?
I'm asking you a question.
I know
because you're saying like, okay, you're making it sound like it could be a little bit of a fluke.
Gary Trent has played phenomenal in the bubble. His defense is great. Mm-hmm. It's looking really good. But like you just said about Michael Porter Jr., it's a few games versus 16 years of data that prove that Ariza is a good defender.
Well, also Ariza is on the decline, so don't pull the Melo thing where you're basing Melo based on who he was in 2010.
No, I'm saying... Okay.
You know I couldn't let that one go. Oh...
All I can base on is what I saw with Ariza this year, and he is a better defender than Gary Trent. So
okay,
yeah,
I disagree.
Gary Trent, could end up being way better than him eventually. But
I value hard-nosed perimeter defenders.
He has half a year of some good plays where he looks really good because we don't have really any kind of defensive players that get after it and are like a dog like he is on defense. But yeah,
I focus heavily on the defensive end, and like I'm not the type to be like affected by the rest of our defenders suck. So like Gary Trent Jr., man, amazing. Like I love the way he plays defense. Maybe it's more of like the style of defender he is. I love hard-nosed perimeter defenders, guys that maybe, you know.
But Ariza's been that for most of his career.
Yeah,
like you said, he's kind of aging now. It's just
and he's still a good defender. He's just not like as hard-nosed as Gary Trent Jr. is. I think Gary Trent Jr. makes opposing players more uncomfortable than Trevor Ariza does. Because Gary Trent Jr. is the type to go and get up in a guy and really hound a guy.
Was doing that too. I don't know.
Just not at the same level.
I disagree. I think it was at a better level, but that's just my opinion.
Like, I can see your point about Trevor Ariza being better defensively at like the little stuff, but I don't think he's. I just don't think he's as a hard-nosed defender like a Gary Trent Jr.
Okay.
Like, he's not as physical. Codename Ace said it right. He's not as physical. So, and I value that because being a physical perimeter defender can make guys uncomfortable. Guys don't want players that are able to be physical with them without picking up fouls. And I think you saw that with like James Harden when Gary Trent Jr. was on him yesterday. Because James Harden is used to being able to draw fouls when guys are physical with him. When the guy's able to be physical with him without fouling.
I mean, Ariza has shut down Harden several times in his career too, but okay.
I mean, bro, you're acting like I'm saying that Trevor Ariza is not a good defender. Trevor Ariza is definitely a good defender. People act like he's like a phenomenal lockdown defender. I think that's just overrated.
No one said that, but
Gary
Trent isn't anywhere near there yet either.
Yeah, they're both good defenders. I think Gary Trent Jr. is a little bit better. Like, I'm not saying Trevor Ariza is a bad defender. I'm not saying they're not close, right? Like, I just think people act like Trevor Ariza is like a amazing defender, and I just don't see it. I don't know. I just don't agree with it. So, like most Blazer fans would agree with you, right? Most Blazer fans would agree with you. I haven't really been reading chat. I'm curious to read chat and see who chat agrees with.
So I like one or two people that agreed with you.
Yeah, see? That's what I'm saying. Most people would agree with you, but I just think people overrate Trevor Ariza's defense. I'd say that Alvaro says, I'd say Ariza is just a smarter defender because of his age and experience. Maybe that's why he doesn't seem hard-nosed. That's not what it is to me. Trevor Ariza is the type of guy who I feel like his defensive footwork, when guys go right at him, he's more prone to opening up, more prone to kind of... And maybe it's because he has that size that he's able to do that and be fine. But it's kind of hard to explain. Like, I'd have to show you guys clips, but just when guys attack him, he doesn't really like stand him up. He doesn't really hold his ground as much as Gary Trent Jr. does. He's not the type to cut a guy off like quickly, as quick as Gary Trent Jr. does. And maybe that's because Gary Trent Jr. has to because he's not as big. So he's not going to go meet a guy at the rim. But
okay.
I mean, do you understand what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying, the point you're trying to make. I just think I couldn't be watching a different player than you because I see him do that all the time. So I don't know what you're watching compared to me.
You know I'm watching Trevor Ariza.
I know you're watching it. That's why I'm perplexed as to how you could watch someone and not think he does things
You're
like that.
You're always perplexed when I disagree with you.
No, I'm just surprised.
I agree with Eric so much that the rare times where I disagree with him, it like throws him for a loop, and it's funny. I need to start disagreeing with you more, like this is first take or something, just to like have conversations like these, even if I don't believe it. Maybe I'll start being like Skip Bayless hating on LeBron. See, it throws him for a loop. He doesn't want that. He doesn't like arguing. He doesn't like the.
No, Ariza's not coming back 7th Street. We just got to ask the question.
Yeah. So right now, Gary Trent Jr. is a better defender than Trevor Ariza because Trevor Ariza's not playing. So I don't know why you're tripping about me, man. Like.
Okay, that is correct. I stand corrected. You are right.
Dope.
On this team, on
put it on the board.
For the game tomorrow night against the Denver Nuggets, you are 100% correct that Gary Trent Jr. will be a better defender in that game than Trevor Ariza.
Trevin, go get the whiteboard, put it on the board. That's a win for me. All right, that's a win.
Just like the question on who's better offensively, Gary Trent or Rodney Hood. Gary Trent is a million times better offensively right now than Rodney Hood because Rodney Hood can't even run So, yes, if Gary Trent Jr. is the answer to that
I
question.
love how it was like, man, you're a Gary Trent Jr. hater. Now it's like, oh my goodness, you overrate Gary Trent Jr. Like,
you have swung the complete opposite way. It's funny.
Apparently, but I was going into this bubble saying Gary Trent Jr. Like people were saying, oh, you're overrating him. Look how he's played in this bubble. That's all I gotta say. You know, obviously he's not gonna keep it up at this rate, but like he's been phenomenal.
He still makes too many young people mistakes on defense in my mind to be considered a good or great defender. But he's definitely improved so much in just the course of a half a season that I'm really hopeful that he's going to be an elite defender at some point in this league.
Yeah.
And he talked about that when he got drafted, about how his dad always told him, you can shoot the ball all day, but you'll get noticed if you can play defense. And he's took that upon himself to make sure he's a good defender. And much respect to that. I mean, he talks about how much film he watched on defense and learning guys' tendencies and stuff like that. And that's only going to improve if you have that kind of work ethic. The more you learn about defense, the better you get. So that bodes really well for the future, being this, looking back on this question and being like, can you believe Eric actually said that Gary Trent Jr. wasn't as good a defender as Trevor Ariza? Like, I hope I get to that level someday where we can look back on this and be like, Torrey saw the future, man. But I just don't think it's there yet.
I will not remember this conversation tomorrow. So.
I
will. And every good defensive play Gary Trent Jr. has, I might have to say something. It'll become like every game. There's like a point to be proven on Twitter, right? Last game it was the Magic Sprinkle defense, the Magic Sprinkle game plan. I need merch idea. A clipboard with sprinkles on top of it. Game plan with sprinkles in text somewhere on the shirt.
Do like a clipboard, where they have the dry erase clipboards with like the cord on them.
Yeah,
and
with the X's
just have
and
someone
O's.
Like dumping sprinkles like it's an ice cream sundae or something.
Game plans with sprinkles, bro. Just make it into just a complete like meme almost. Just making fun of Dan. That'd be funny, bro. I'd want to like meet him sometime and wear that shirt, because you know he'll remember that, man. People just that's gonna be a thing for a while. Is that Magic Sprinkle defense?
Yeah, and that kind of made me mad that I did try to engage with in a conversation with him, and he had no responses to any of my replies on that tweet. And then it got all these people like, oh, you could at least say his name when you call him out or whatever. It's like, dude, he wants to know part of a conversation with me on this subject. So
what's the point? Yeah, he probably has you muted. Like, so
yeah.
He
doesn't even follow me. So
he follows me. Believe it or not.
That's cool.
Never.
So he probably saw your Magic Sprinkle thing.
Maybe, but he never. I think he has me muted. So.
Probably.
Brad Scalabrini, says I'm Skip by far. Dang, so you're actually insulting yourself, man, because let's get you on the air and see what happens. Let's get you on the air with me, bro. Let's think of, I forget. I need to like keep track of all the bad takes that everybody who comments makes, so whenever they try to say something about a take they don't agree with, I can just be like, well, flip through a book. Remember when you said Anthony Simons was going to average 20 points per game this year? Because I did see that. I forget who said that, but I think somebody, it might have been a joke, but I remember that earlier this year. I could just be that guy, right? I'd rather be Max Kellerman than Skip Bayless. You can be Stephen A. Smith, Eric.
Yeah, I'll just yell all the time.
Actually, I'd be more Stephen A. Smith because I think I'm just slightly more animated. You're more like chill. You make your point and you just let it ride.
When I get mad though,
true. True. But like Stephen A is always like just at the peak for the most part. He's always wound up.
Torrey's Kendrick Perkins. Yeah.
Shoot.
Trevin said you're Ryan Hollins.
Yeah, that's bullshit, Trevin. Dang. Why are you following? Why are you guys subscribed to a YouTube account run by a wannabe Ryan Hollins, man? What is wrong with you guys? What is wrong with y'all? Like a wannabe Ryan Hollins or Kendrick Perkins, and you guys are subscribed to that guy? Damn.
I'm Louis Riddick. I know he's not an NBA guy.
I don't even know who the hell that is.
He's an NFL guy for ESPN.
I probably recognize him, his voice or his appearance. I just the name.
He was like a former front office guy, so he has a lot of knowledge about like cap and front office stuff, and he has really good takes. So
I hear Louis Riddick in football, and I just think of Theo Riddick. Like I don't know who. I haven't heard the name.
Look up Louis Riddick.
I probably recognize him, but Eric is Rachel Nichols. I wish. Shit, I wish he was Rachel.
You got to spell his name Louis though.
Louis. Yeah, Louis.
I wonder what.
Cue the Eric. Oh, we back. Oh no, we're gone. You're like Kenny with the. We back.
I have no idea what that means.
Kenny, KOT4Q. You don't know what that is?
Yeah.
He starts off every video. And we back. Twitter. I mean,
never watched the video.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not really for me, but.
Error occurred.
Did it? Rip. I need to work more anyway. I didn't make up the money.
Wait, we might be back.
We might be back. What do you mean we might be back? Are we at like 2 frames per second right now?
Yeah.
Dope. I love being 2 frames per second. Time to dislike the video and hop onto all my accounts to do the same. Rip. Whatever happened to True Blazer fan? Good question. Are we back for real or for fake?
We are.
Okay, we're actually back.
Back.
It's funny because I'll see it go from like 28 viewers to 14 back to 28. So I wonder if that's like an error occurring for people or something. I don't know. Because I get like that notice is not fun to get. That yellow bar is not fun to get. That bar on bottom, that red bar, I'm not even sure if you can see it. That red bar is not fun to get. That's how I know I'm lagging most of the time. But sometimes I like won't get any notices, but I'll still be lagging. So like I won't get that. So I don't know.
7th Street Productions obviously doesn't want to watch me watch the Blazer game from bed tomorrow. Since he doesn't think I'm hot, but whatever.
Damn, I know. If only you were Rachel Nichols, I would let you watch it from bed. Pause. Yeah, I mean, it's good old lag. I mean, it wouldn't be a Blazers Uprise stream without the lag. You just gotta embrace it, you know what I mean? Just gotta spam lag in the chat like 40 times because, I won't know, like, let's be honest. I won't know that we're lagging until I see it for, like, a 40th time in chat. So, just make sure to spam the hell out of chat every time we lag. And then, we come back, and then Eric hits you with the Kenny, we back. Every now and then he'll say, well, we're back maybe, and that's just confusing for me because I don't know what the hell that means.
Well, like I'll see it, our faces come back up, and then it'll look like it's going to be back, and then it starts going slow, and then I see the loading.
I need to give you like a soundboard or something with the Kenny fourth quarter we back quote, so instead of you saying it, you could just hit that. You could hit that.
See, until you told me, I didn't even know what that meant, but yeah.
Yeah, Eric's not in high school, so he doesn't know what that means. I mean, I'm not in high school either. I know what it means, but yeah. So no,
Kevin Reese, you have to do it on the Blazers Uprise regular channel, not
the Blazers Uprise regular channel. Sorry if that's confusing.
So just go to the Blazers Uprise channel, not the live one.
Yes.
We started this one because we were streaming so much. It was the analytics of the main channel were hiding videos and stuff. And
yeah.
having trouble getting notifications and stuff. So we Tori made a second channel for this one.
Still doing post-game streams over there because post-game streams pop off so much that it doesn't really hurt things. But like the podcast has one.
Well, it's
there.
like 20 years old. I'm sure it's like super slow, but.
I mean.
I
feel like they're hella pricey though.
I thought they were like really cheap nowadays, but.
Yeah, but like 30 foot of length. They don't know where this conversation started. So yeah, 30 feet of length.
$15, $10, $6
for 30 feet of length.
50 foot, $6.95.
I'm just thinking about people jumping back into that conversation.
Yeah.
I mean,
see ones from $5. The most expensive one is $16. So for
30 feet of length.
For less than $16, you could have hooked up internet.
I don't know if 30 feet of length is enough for me.
Okay.
I think I need like longer. I think I need bigger.
You definitely take bigger than 30 feet.
Yeah.
All right. So 50 feet, the same prices. The most expensive one I see is $18.48.
Bro, that's expensive.
So for less than $20, you could have.
I haven't even made.
You could have wired-in internet instead of Wi-Fi internet.
Okay, who's gonna? I'm broke. Who's gonna buy it from me? I'm just kidding. I might buy it.
Man, you're getting a bunch of stuff for the game tomorrow.
Huh?
You get people buying the game tomorrow. Then.
I know. I'm just kidding. I was gonna say I haven't even made $18 off this channel. But yeah, no, that's a lie. I just like playing up that I'm broke and need help.
People can't.
What?
Kevin Reese, no offense, but you really suck at signing up for things.
Yeah, no offense, but yeah. The Discord and now the YouTube. I will try and get you
to donate. You have to, don't you have to sign up for something?
Go below a video and there's a join button. Click it.
Yeah, go to the video from last night. Yes. I'm trying to. So for people who were wondering what we were talking about, I'm trying to get Tori to buy an Ethernet.
That's not what you told me at first, bro. It wasn't. We were talking about Ethernet, right? That's not what we were talking about at first, bro. I don't know what you thought we were talking about, but there's a reason we had the start of that conversation while we were lagging. Let's just say that
he thought it was going to be super expensive, but he could just spend a few bucks and have that Wi-Fi situation taken care of.
Lag is fun.
You don't want to have lag during the watch party tomorrow, though.
Well, I'm going to be hardwired because I'm going to be in that room.
Okay.
So, yeah, I thought it through. Yeah, just go to the channel page. Just find a join button somewhere on the main channel page, Kevin, and let me know how it goes.
Hey, Hamza, welcome in late.
Yeah, Hamza's not like a real OG anymore, man. It's sad. He's like, we've lost him to the NBA Twitter girls, bro. Yeah. We lost him, and it's sad. It's tragic, but
spends like 20 hours a day simping.
Damn. I mean, hey, watch him marry one of those girls though, and then he'll start like a YouTube channel, and he'll like outperform us because he has one of them on his side, and then he'll just hand us an L, man. You never know. The world can be crazy. Right, Hamza? Is that the plan, bro?
Yeah, that would be a good plan.
He gonna marry Mary.
Yeah, all it takes is to. But you have no chance of. I'm not worried about that. No chance.
The NBA Twitter drama.
Yeah, no one's simping after those.
Oh yeah, unless, hey, bro, I bet you some of these kids think they could handle a kid, like and they'd be willing to do it. That's peak level simping if you're willing to like try and handle a kid at like 17 or however old. I don't know. Hamza, it's past 11. You should know this is troll time. I just trolled Eric with my Gary Trent Jr. versus Trevor Ariza take. Bro, I hate Trevin. Oh, and we're back. Trevin, I hate you, bro. We're lagging again. Tori's kid handling is having his wife do it. Hey man, at
We're
least.
kind
Hey man, at
we're
least
kind
kinda. You do sound kind of robotic all of a sudden. I, I'm the best. Trev. I don't know if they can hear it. I shouldn't even say that. Oh, that'd be bad. I think we're lagging. I think chat's try. I think okay. I actually think we're lagging. Samuel said we're lagging, so I think we're lagging. um, Mike, I'm the best at making my wife handle my kid. Oh, that's bad. YouTube stopped me from sending another message.
of.
Oh, Mike, shut up.
That would be a good idea to get a cash app.
Kevin, how am I supposed to email you? You email me, bro.
Are we? Maybe.
I don't know. Do you have the stream pulled up or what?
Yeah. I think we're back. But yeah, I'm gonna get a cash app
Why?
so people can donate.
So you can
money.
link it to your OnlyFans?
Yeah. You got those in the top corner.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like your OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Double video. I was like,
Uh,
where are you going with that?
That's a different type of double video.
Oh, whoa. Whoa. Double. I don't even want to know what it's double of.
You're gonna have to get Beavis About has a good point. Make some merch with Gary Trent Jr. Yeah, or some sort of merch expressing your love for Gary Trent Jr.
Bro, if you said this a year ago, I'd be like, ha.
Yeah, that's what's funny.
Oh. At least not yeah. Like, I would have believed it as much as Mario. Actually, no. I would not have believed it as much as, like, me having love for Mario Hazonia. According to Tori, it's not big enough. Can they hear us?
I think so.
Can y'all hear us? Because it's still lagging in my preview window.
Yeah, it's working.
Is it? Oh. Dang. Okay, so... I need to pull it up my phone. My phone was dead now. So
Oh, hey, look, Russell Westbrook. Nice of you to join us.
Oh, look, bro. Where you been, man? I missed
Mario
you.
meme shirts. The problem is, like, yeah, Tori ran into. I mean, he didn't get called out on it, thankfully, but there was some concern about having the Stay Mellow shirts or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. I kind of try and stay away from stuff that is like
Team specific, like it's hard to
Yeah.
sell merchandise with actual players on it.
Yep. So that's why I'm thinking like, okay, maybe I'll just start selling meme shirts based off the interactions based off that interaction with Dan Murray or something.
Try refreshing Chris. That's not the stream end.
Refresh.
A Gary Trent fanny pack
A Gary Trent fanny pack.
or like a photo prop kit for like when you want to take pictures in the bathroom.
Huh? Eric's getting weird.
How am I getting weird? You didn't even get the joke. He was on the team playing.
Photos in the photos.
You did not get that joke.
Photos in the.
I'm so
I
disappointed.
did get it, bro. I'm trolling you. Of course I got
Okay. Or start
You've
selling
just
the
said
Blazers.
so many stuff that if it was taken the wrong way would have been very suspect.
Oh.
Oh man. Taking photos on the bed in the bathroom.
Do the hoodies that zip all the way up.
Oh, right.
Why did he take a picture of himself with the hoodies?
I don't know. Dude's a character, man. I wish they were doing a, like somebody was vlogging. I wish we had a Matisse Label on our team. That would be amazing.
We definitely need mask merch.
Mask merch.
And you need to send me the tracking information so I can go to
All
the
right,
postal
here. I
service.
will read it out on air, the code.
No, just send it.
59D. It's like literally 40 characters, so that would be brutal.
Yeah, Mike would buy all of our masks if you had mask merch. I want a hat though too.
Yeah, it would be dope
we
to
need
do,
we need a hat.
That's it's something in the off season I'll focus on. I got too much on my plate right now. Jeez, I literally cannot type. So I emailed Kevin back. I said, "Yo." So, Kevin, if you have a PayPal, there is a tip jar in the description that if you give me, if you could do that, or it should be in the description. It might not be. It is.
So confused, poor Kevin.
It
he has
is.
a hard enough time like clicking on the link and joining Discord. I
Poor
don't know
Kevin.
how he's been.
I appreciate Kevin He's tried so hard to support me, man.
He doesn't have PayPal.
Dang.
Go, Kevin. Have you tried going to the post game show from yesterday?
This is so confusing. Anyway,
it's all good, Kevin. We're just teasing you.
Yeah.
And you clicked on the join the whatever the link says to click on.
Don't be mean to Kevin, you Joel, you asshole.
Leo said the same thing. Come on.
I know. Bro, like, you guys can't say that in Eric's presence, man, because Eric is probably older than everybody in chat, so don't be dissing my guy Eric like that. I'll whoop your ass.
There was no join. Do you want to like screenshot it for him to where to click and show it over?
I will show it on here.
Yeah.
Okay. Blazers, let me... Okay, you go to Blazers Uprise. Go to a video. Right? Go...
Or you could click the join right up top
to
there.
where it says join. All-Star. Join. There you go. That's how you do it. Or you can go to the channel page and go to join. And then All-Star join. That's how it's done. I'm an official YouTuber now because I have that feature. So go me. Go us, actually. That's weird. I don't know why it wouldn't show. Are you in a different country? I don't know why it wouldn't show. Are you in a different country? Eric. Party foul. That's a streamer foul. Oh, it doesn't show on mobile? Yeah, it does. It should. This is actually good for me to figure out, though. It shows on my mobile. The blue
yeah, like right here it says join.
Yeah, the lighting is tough.
Not working. Yeah, I can do it on my phone, man. I don't know.
See it on your laptop? Oh, we'll do that then. You're drinking Miller. I'm not going to drink tomorrow because I got to work after. I wanted to for a watch party, but I want to take a day off this week, so like I have to work my ass off in order to take a day off. Which is depressing. I literally haven't had a day off in over a month. In like 6 weeks, so I want to go to the beach for a day. So we have our 10 a.m. stream, and then I'm going to have our post-game show, and then I'm going to go to the beach after that, and then I'm going to come back that night and work the next morning. So, rise up.
Before the Blazer game Sunday?
Yeah. Like, for like 3 hours before the Blazer game Sunday. I can't...
Is there a Blazer game at like noon on Sunday?
No, it's 3. It's 10 a.m. on Saturday.
Yeah.
And I got to get new contacts prescription tomorrow. My contacts are bugging the hell out of me. I need to get a new contacts prescription tomorrow. DoorDash was down for like an hour and a half today. It was super slow like Monday. So yeah, I'm like behind and just kind of struggling. So yeah.
Anime Jake, yeah, the Nuggets playing a back-to-back game absolutely helps the Blazers. They should be tired. They played most of their guys big minutes tonight, and they're shorthanded anyway, so that should really bode well for us tomorrow.
Yep. I actually need to go get food right now. Wendy's closes in 16 minutes, so I might log off in a second because I can't DoorDash it at this point. I can't cook, so and I gotta work. I gotta eat and I gotta work still tonight, actually. I forgot. Dang, bro. I gotta work like another 2 hours tonight. So you know how you...
Trevor, we do play 3 games in 4 days.
Yeah. You know how you asked, okay, is there a house you've delivered to a lot on the stream like 2 days ago? And I was like, oh, this one house, right? That one house I was talking about, I delivered to it twice in a row last night at 2 in the morning. 2 different people. Like, what? Yeah, I don't understand, bro. I swear.
From different restaurants?
No, the same restaurant, like McDonald's, because that's the only thing open at 2 a.m.
Same time?
I don't know. They might have done it at the same time, and then it gave me one, then it gave me the other. I'm not sure. Yeah, it was just like I get some to that location, and I know the customer's name now. I'll see it on the map, and I'll be like, oh, I wonder if this is for that guy. Yep. Like, I've delivered to him like 10 times. It's crazy. The guy yesterday that delivered... I'm still confused why he said go Blazers to me. Like, how do you know I was a Blazers fan? Like, there's nothing outside that, like, is Blazery or anything.
Do you have a picture, and does, like, DoorDash have a profile picture, or is it...
No, you don't see profile pictures or anything when you deliver. So I'm so confused. I'm wondering if he, like, knows me from the channel or something, which would be dope. Like,
well, why would he say something, though?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's because he's working and didn't want to, like, I don't know. I didn't recognize his name or anything, but
Russell Westbrook says that
you got a stalker.
Once him and his sister ordered at the same time. That's funny. You didn't even know like you were ordering from the same.
Well, before that, I like delivered for a guy and he didn't have like his full meal, and he called me back, and I'm like, I can't check inside McDonald's bags because they seal them, so I'm not supposed to check inside them. And he's like, oh, okay. And then I got an order for, like, the stuff he was missing. Like, he just, like, reordered the stuff he was missing. I got it again. So I delivered to the same house twice, and then I delivered to the... That was before. So actually, I delivered to the same house twice with that guy, and then right after that, I got 2 orders in a row to the same house. So I kept delivering to the same places. It's kind of crazy. I, like, recognize some addresses and, like, some houses now. It's just, like... I don't know. I'm almost at 1,000 deliveries. I wonder what I'm at. I know I'm close. Gotta hit 1,000. I was thinking about giving $50 to whoever was my 1,000th delivery, but I don't want to. Like, what's the point? 949. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm grinding that out. Gotta go grind some more. But we'll be live tomorrow. Catch us in the game chat. I will send out those links after I get done working tonight. I will make that stream. So by tomorrow morning, if you have a ticket to that, then it should work. Kevin Reese, did you figure it out? You see it on your laptop? Did it work for you, bro? Like, I feel bad, and I'd love to just be like, oh, we'll just give you the link anyway, but that wouldn't be fair to everybody else. You know what I mean? So it's kind of tough. Go,
Chris, come on, man. You bet in this.
Huh?
He just asked if the Nuggets game was on tomorrow. He's been in this stream like almost the whole time.
Chris Jesus says Go Blazers is definitely a channel thing. If he said peace out Go Blazers, then I would know he watches the channel, bro.
Yeah.
Then I would know for sure, bro. Like, anybody who's watched me knows that's the send off. I don't remember the last time I ended a video without saying that, or a stream without saying that.
Just messing with you, Chris. It's all good. Yes, we play at 5 o'clock Pacific time. I don't know what time that is in Australia.
Australia. So anyway, we're going to wrap up the stream because I'm really hungry. I want some Wendy's before they close. All right. Sorry, Wendy's over. I'm valuing Wendy's over you guys right now, but I haven't eaten all day. So anyway, we'll be live tomorrow. I'll catch you guys then. Hopefully the Blazers can get this dub. If you have any questions about our watch party tomorrow, or you want to buy a ticket, DM me on Twitter, message me on Discord, send me an email at blazersuprise@gmail.com. There are multiple ways to get in contact with me. So yeah, just hit me up if you have any questions or you want in. And
Zach, let's get on Call of Duty. And anyone else who wants to join us.
You nerd. All right, Eric's gonna go nerd out. I'm gonna go work like an adult. Eric's gonna play video.
Oh yeah, because I didn't work all day.
Yeah, that's the joke, man. I know you're busting your ass right now, so I shouldn't even have to say that. I know you're busting your ass right now, man. So
I don't care what you're on right now. Well, get on Call of Duty.
Yep, y'all have fun gaming, man. I'll catch you guys later. As always, peace out. Go